Hey, if you're trying to lose body fat and build lean muscle, there are 5 myths that you have to avoid at all costs. Why? Well, if you don't avoid these, and these are very common, you're just going to spin your wheels in the ground. You're going to be working hard and not get the results that you want. So make sure that you follow these closely. All right, so number one, don't chase soreness in your training. You see, a lot of people jump in the gym and think that they need an impossibly hard workout, and the harder that it is, the more effective it's going to be for fat loss. And it's simply not the truth. At the end of the day, you can only lose fat so fast, and the primary goal of your training should be to run yourself into the ground. It should be to create a physiological response and then get back out. And when you're sore, it's more of an indication that you're doing something that your body's not used to or that you can't recover from than actually creating a good training response. So don't chase soreness. It can happen a little bit on occasion, but it shouldn't be the primary emphasis of what you're doing. And this goes right into my next point. Your training should not be longer than an hour. Again, people fall into this idea that if they train for longer and harder, they're going to burn more calories and it's going to lead to more fat loss. But that's a very limited view on what actually takes to lose body fat and to build lean muscle. Because after an hour, evidence has shown that cortisol, your primary stress hormone, can increase. But more importantly, what I see is people just have too much junk volume, stuff that they try to cram directly into a workout, or they're not focused when they're in the gym, they're talking on the phone, they're looking at email, doing all this other stuff, rather than training. In fact, I would say that the majority of our clients who have the most success are in the gym for about 45 minutes, 4 days a week. It's not an hour, it's not an hour and a half. No, it's short, focused, and direct. And that's where your emphasis should be. Especially if you're busy and if you're stressed out, training is something that needs to improve your life, not consume it. So if you're spending too much time in there, it can be problematic. All right? Leading into number 3. You don't need to hit muscles from multiple angles in order to get the maximum benefit. You see, a lot of people look at these programs that bodybuilders or influencers publish as the way that they should train. But what they don't take into account is somebody who's got a training program with all that volume and all these different angles, their entire life is focused on training, eating, recovering from it. They're not a busy, stressed out professional with a million other things going on. Again, when that happens, your training needs to be specific to you. And in fact, if you're trying to hit too many exercises to build a specific muscle group, chances are you're not as efficient with the major exercises that you should be focusing on. So let's take this example. If you're trying to build your legs, a squat, a lunge, or a deadlift is going to be exponentially more beneficial than just doing a leg extension or a leg curl. It's going to be better bang for your buck. It's going to create a better overall training response. And something like a squat is going to train about 200 muscle groups at any given time. It's just going to be more effective. Number 4, you don't need to do higher reps to burn more body fat or tone. So let me go off just a little spiel here. You see, tone is actually definition. That's what people want. They want muscular definition. Tone is not something that you can actually change. What you want is definition, and definition comes from building a muscle up so it kind of pushes against the body fat, and then you can see more of the muscle definition, or getting leaner, removing the body fat over the top. And in fact, when you train with heavier weights, think 5, 6, 7, 8 reps and get stronger with compound exercises, you actually improve what's called myogenic tone, which is the actual density of the muscle itself. And that's going to be better for revealing muscular definition. Think of it this way. You probably don't want to look like a pumped up bodybuilder, at least not all the time, right? Well, bodybuilders train with those higher reps because that pulls more fuel directly into the muscle and makes it bigger. That's called the pump. That's not the dense, defined tone look that most people are looking for. Nothing wrong with it, but that's probably not what you're after, so you probably shouldn't train it in that area. So again, you don't need higher reps to burn more calories to try to get toned. No, you should train heavy, train with compound exercises, get stronger, but then diet that weight off. And then the biggest one of all, you do not need to do more cardio to speed up fat loss. Instead, what you should focus on is getting stronger in the gym and then treat cardio like a side dish. Right? Training, or when it comes to your fat loss, cardio is not the entree. It's not just all of a sudden go on, hop on the elliptical, hop on the bike, and just burn that fat off. That's a very limited view, because what happens when most people do that, they lose a ton of muscle with that body fat. And when you lose muscle, when you're dieting down, guess what? Your metabolism decreases. Nobody wants that. When your metabolism decreases, all of a sudden you're burning fewer calories throughout the day, and you have to actually eat less and less and less in order to maintain that type of physique that you want. So what you should be focusing on here, again, strength training needs to be the focus. Lift about 4 days a week, keep workouts to about 45 minutes long, focus on compound exercises where you're getting stronger over time. You can have a little bit of isolation work, but it shouldn't be the entree. And when it comes to cardio, keep it as a side dish. It can help, but it's not the overall answer. So if you're looking to get in shape, lose body fat, and build lean muscle, avoid those 5 myths. And let me know below in the comments which one you struggle with most. And then we'll hop on a short call, talk about the next steps to help you get in great shape without living in the gym. All right? I'll talk to you soon.